Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam, and if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the Daily Dish with me, Rod E. Bradley. I think you can see the name right there. I hope that worked. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're watching, you are having a phenomenal day or night or afternoon, evening, morning, middle of the night, whatever you're watching. If you're watching now, you're watching on the replay. If you are watching now, today is the 10th day of January 2025. I even got the date right 2 days in a row. Look at that. I am amazed. I'm amazed that I got the dates right 2 days in a row. And then I'm awake enough to do this. I'm going to double check my mic is working. It does sound like my mic is working, and I am very close to it. So hopefully it is. The sound is adjusted and the sound is okay. I want to say hi to everybody coming in today. 10 days, Ron. Yes, 10 more days. Big things are happening. Big changes are on the way. And, the last few days we've been talking about, before I say hi to everybody in the chat, I want to just address this real quick because we are still praying for everybody in California. Apparently a brand new fire has broken out in the Hollywood Hills. I'm not, I didn't want to go without addressing the issue because it is ongoing, but we covered it extensively yesterday, and I want to try and move on to some better news, if you will. It's today's not about bad news. Today's just about cold weather conditions here in Florida anyway. But man, everybody, prayers for those who are in California that are affected by these fires. It is a horrible situation. Prayers for them. If you have the ability and can donate. I just want to address that, kind of get it out of the way. I'm not going to be focusing on that today, but it is still going on. And if you are out there, if you're in California, if you know people that are affected, prayers for all of them, prayers for you, and we keep you in our hearts and our minds, and pray that this tragedy is brought to an end quickly, and that and that lives are spared and property is spared as best as is possible. At this point in time, there's a lot that has happened already, but I want to acknowledge that we still care, still in our hearts. The reason we're not covering it today is I just want to move on and try and get some positive news in before the weekend begins. And I've got some special guests that'll be coming on next week, and we'll be talking about some more positive news and some other things happening. So very cool there. And I want to say hi to everybody because the chat sheet is a-going. My goodness gracious me. So I'm going to head back up to the top of the chat. And Vinny T was first in the door this morning. So before I say hi to everyone else, Vinny T says, morning, Ron. Didn't want to miss this one. As you know, I'm one of those runners not running today, LOL. I run again in November. Yes, a lot of people love those Run Disney events. I would say that this is one of the smartest things Disney ever did for their marketing, because they started this when there were some serious downtimes at the parks. And they're like, what do we do during these downtimes? Well, somebody came up with the idea for Run Disney, and it's been going strong ever since. And super good idea. Make people pay oodles and oodles of money to go work out. And the reward is you might get to meet some characters along the way that you don't normally get to meet. So, and you get a medal. I think you get a medal for participation. Obviously, the winners get medals. I would say that these marathons and these runs, there are probably a smaller percentage of the runners that are really taking this super seriously as a run. There are some, obviously. You have the marathon winners, and every one of these races does have a winner. And those winners are presented with special medals and such. But my guess is I've never done one. Vinny T, you can tell me in the comments if they are mostly for fun or what your deal is. But the reason I wanted to focus on this comment, since you were first in the door, is I want to tell everybody about our celebrations that we do during the show. Because if you're new, you might not know. By the way, if you are new, or if you are just coming in, please make sure you like this video. We want to get these out to as many people as possible. So like the video, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel, absolutely free. And of course, click that notifications bell. When you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm, and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradleys Fun. And if you haven't, go back and check out some of the vlogs on the channel. Especially if they're shorter videos, watch them all the way through. That really helps us out. We really, really want to continue to grow our community, but also really grow our business and brand this year. So we want to get this out to as many people as possible. And you're here, you're having a good time. We want everybody to have a good time. And how do we have a good time on this channel? Well, we celebrate. And we celebrate all of you. Because why do we celebrate? Well, we celebrate because you guys give me energy. You guys are the energon, if you will, to my transformer. Energon is what the Transformers, the Autobots, and Decepticons use to fuel up. And you are the energon that makes this guy transform and roll out of bed in the morning.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy! This stuff's the greatest!
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Energy, energy, energy. Or caffeine, caffeine, caffeine. So we love to celebrate all you guys. So anytime you drop a super sticker or super thanks, somebody becomes a member or drops gifted memberships, or maybe drops a PayPal or buy me a coffee, or even buys something from our spread shop merchandise during the show, and we see it, we love to celebrate. And I know Vinny T has a favorite celebration. And since she was first in the door this morning, I am rewarding you, Vinny T, with your favorite Wookiee celebration. Let's celebrate. If you got your custom emojis, get ready and let's throw them down. That was for you, Vinny T, to start the morning off. And we got to say hi to everybody else because there's a lot more people in the door here. Let's say hi to everybody coming in. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. So I'm going to skip some comments, but I'm going to try to address. Excuse me. I'm going to try to address everybody that's come in the door this morning. So we got Vinny T, that was first, and then Erica and Raph all the way from Germany. Guten Tag, Erica and Raph. I hope you guys are both feeling better. I know there has been some colds and suffering over there with sickness. Tom F is in the door. Hey, people up north, your weather's down here. Kindly take it back. Thanks. And good morning, says Tom F. Many T's is hot hanging there at the Eric and Raph. Go and Shogi has come into the door to wrench along with Tom F. And Juliet says, good afternoon. Follow the Bradleys and chat. Dan's Life at the Kingdom is also here. I see Dan's Life at the Kingdom. We are all freezing. Everybody's saying hi to everybody else. And then we see Arlene and Neville. Good morning, friends. And we said hi, Dan and Juliet and Andy W. Where did you go, Andy W.? There it is. Good morning. It's cold this morning, 23 degrees. I'm not a crook. Vinny T says, my runner's done already. Excited about today's topic. I was there for the crazy cold WDW Marathon weekend in 2015 to do the Dopey Challenge, and it was about 25 degrees at the start of the 5K. That's crazy cold. Oh, yes. Some marathon weekends are warm and others are just cold, and you can't really predict that. We're actually supposed to get into the 70s today, but it got down to 30, at least 38 last night, because I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, my gosh, it's cold in here. And I asked my Alexa, and she said it was 38 degrees. Good morning, Andy. Yes, and Vinny T is a runner too. So those of you that are runners, I am going to be relying on you to help me out during today's subject and chat and all that. My daughters do the Disneyland run every year. It's great sister bonding time for them. See, that's what I was looking for. The Bud Files is here. Morning, people. All right, so Going Shogi's got a little bit of an update on the fires with the Hearst fire 40% contained. The Lydia fire is 75% contained. The big ones still basically nothing. That is so frightening, and I hope they get them contained and put out, or maybe there's just a big old giant rainstorm that hits California, and I think that would help. If it was not windy, but it was rainy, that would help a lot. And Vinny T says, you do it for charity, the runs, I guess. Run Disney is still one of my favorite race organizations around. Great courses, great max times for slower folks like me. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing too, is because a lot of people like do the Run Disney, but they don't run, they walk it. And they just enjoy the trail, and because you meet characters along the way. So I have a lot of friends that have done all the Run Disney stuff. I have foot issues, so I don't really run. I see Native Hawaiian is in the house this morning. Hello, Native Hawaiian. And Shogi, thank you for sharing my spread shop. I will put that on the screen in just a minute for people to see. Had to dance. Had to dance. And then Erica says, having one of those mornings where the coffee didn't do much. Weather is cold in the 30s and 40s. Same here, actually. 30s and 40s here. And there is a shout out to Erica, her channel. Only the April race is warm. And from what I understand, runners actually prefer it cool. Hey, Jeremiah, it's good to see you in the house. Welcome in this morning to an early edition of Getting Your Day Started with the That Park Place gang. That's me, my little contribution. And then Jonathan Rubin comes through the door and says, hey, Ron, if I were there, I'd consider running in this race, but the virtual Disney run may have been a smarter choice. The way the weather is, yes, indeed. Canadian family life. You brought your Canadian family weather down here. Hey, all. Good morning to you. And Arlene says that 1 a.m. wake-up time became a lifestyle by Marathon Day. Oh, my gosh. See, now 1 a.m. is typically the time that I used to go to sleep. Not anymore, but, man, I'm more natural. I think my nature is more to stay up late, and I have to fight that nature to do an early show. That's one of the reasons I'm actually doing the early show, is in fact to get myself to wake up early. Because if I have the requirement to be here, I'm going to be here for all of you. Because what do we like to do? You know, we like to celebrate you. And let's see. We'll just do a short.
Is it too much? Too much? It's just perfect!
Oh, this is just the best of us see. All righty. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm going to share first and foremost. Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to update it, make sure it's updated. So this is our merch shop. You've seen it before. Let me add that to the stage. And I know Go and Show, hey, just came in the door. Howdy ho! Howdy ho! Oh, and look at this. Go and Show, he has dropped in some gifties. Let's see who's got the gifties. We have congratulations to Jillian H., formerly Jillian N., Cannon Barnes, Danny D., the spectacular supporter, Raz, Beacon Dan, and Knights of Zerg. All gifted memberships by Go and Shogi. I was too slow. My YouTube froze during the celebration. Well, you know what? That doesn't mean anything. We can do the celebration again, right? Let's do that. We just put that. I wouldn't do Vinny T's. Indeed. All right. And let's see. Here's our spread shop. Let me see. I'm going to agree to the cookie settings. And just show you some of the, you can see, of course, the Make Disney Walt Again hat. That's not, actually does not say Disney. It actually says Make Diz Diamond E Walt Again. That is for copyright purposes. But you know how people are going to read it. And there it is. And there is the Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is our Fedora Finds logo. You know, Fedora Finds is our news commentary individual videos, some of which are cut from this show, but others I'm just making those videos. And I intend to make a lot more of them. But man, I've had a ridiculously busy week this week. It's just, even those take time to edit, believe it or not. And got to do what you got to do. And I love this look. The Follow the Bradley's Fun on this black background. This shirt looks fantastic. By the way, those of you who have received items from the spread shop, you can let people know in the comments what the quality is of the items you've received. I have no doubt that these are quality items. I have some myself, and all of the shirts and hats and cups and mugs and aprons and bags and everything that come from my Follow Bradley's Fun spread shop, they are quality items. So, and I love it. You can also change the colors, right? So if you want, I love that. This is my favorite color background on that. So, and we'll be doing a lot more items in the spread shop in the future. Yes, would love to. So Vinny T says I would love to, because I was impressed at the quality, and the shirts are really nice and soft. They absolutely are. They fit really well. The one I bought right now is a 2XL male shirt, because I wanted it a little bit loose. Wanted to make sure that it was going to fit while I'm big. However, congratulations to me. I am now 4 days into working out. And I'm very, very happy about that success. Today will be the 5th day. And I have not really specifically dieting yet. Excuse me. Hold on a second. I have some morning gunk, and you do not need to hear that. But yeah, so you know, the quality of all this stuff is great, and I'll be very, very interested to see, as my body is changing, how these items fit differently as I get different sizes. So for those of you that want to follow along with my progress as far as my fitness is concerned, I am. Did you hear that? You didn't hear, like, I should have been muted, right? Hopefully that was muted. But yeah, so morning junk in my throat. It just is what it is. You know, like, you can't really control that. So I apologize if anybody heard me clearing my throat there. But yeah, and plus it's cold this morning. Plus it's morning this morning. So my voice is so much clearer by the time I get to the WDW Pro show at noon when I'm doing that show. I'm much better off at that point in time. So Mr. Walt in Miraz says, you're still in the hospital. They're getting the stitches out of me, but I continue praying for me today. Absolutely, prayers for you, Mr. Walt in Miraz. Go and Shogi will be right back. And We shall see. All right, so we do want to start the stories, but I also want to thank Go and Shogi for the 5 gifted memberships. And let me see here. And I want to start getting 2 stories. So we are going to see those in just a minute. I'm looking up something right now. Okay. There it is. All right. So getting back to comments. Hopefully everything is good with audio and all that kind of stuff. But let's get to our first story of the day. And that is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Everybody's favorite subject is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, right? This is an interesting story. Before we get to talking about the marathon and how cold it is, and we're going to get to that story in just a moment. We're going to put this one on the screen. So our first story today is out of That Park Place. It's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, pulled from Disney after hours events as operational issues and fan backlash persists on both coasts. I find this story particularly interesting in the fact that Tiana's Bayou Adventure, supposedly after it opened in Walt Disney World and wasn't very successful, it was going to open in Disneyland and be much better off because it was built for Disneyland rather than Disney World. Well, as it turns out, this has been a massive failure on the part of Disney on both coasts. It's just not working the way they wanted it to. So this is by Marvin Montanaro, written on the 8th of January, 2025, out of That Park Place, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, pulled from Disney after hours events as operational issues and fan backlash persists on both coasts. There is the concept art. And I would say that the one thing that is correct about the concept art is the animatronics are moving about as much in the concept art as they actually do in real life. Yeah. Which is, in other words, they don't move often because they are often broke. The change noted by eagle-eyed Disney fans marks yet another chapter in what has become a public relations nightmare for the entertainment giant. The decision follows what many have described as the largest backlash Disney Parks has faced in years. Let me read that again. This decision follows what many have described as the largest backlash Disney Parks has faced in years. Originally conceived as a bold rebranding effort to align with modern sensitivities, Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been fraught with criticism from longtime Disney enthusiasts who view the reimagining as unnecessary at best and pandering at worst. And to make matters worse, the ride continues to break down. It just keeps breaking down and breaking down and breaking down. And you can see gosh, even in this video, you can see. So he's saying that the work lights have come on and they're stopped and they're being evacuated. It's not a good situation over there. Tiana's Bayou Adventure had a tumultuous rollout with the attraction breaking down for large stretches of the day, just about every day. It still does, by the way. The trend of breakdown and guest evacuations has persisted to this day. When Disney announced plans to retire Splash Mountain, an iconic attraction beloved for decades, fans immediately voiced their discontent. Rooted in the controversial, according to Disney, and I'm talking about the upper level Disney execs, very, very few people at the Disney company and very few people in general consider Splash Mountain controversial, Song of the South controversial. It's a small segment of what I would consider to be, in my opinion, small-minded people who don't really have a vast understanding of history, and they want to see everything through a very particular lens. Those are the people who consider it controversial. Song of the South. The ride was a fixture of nostalgia for park goers. While the company argued that Tiana's Bayou Adventure would offer a more inclusive story centered around the Princess of the Frog, detractors claimed the move was more about chasing social trends and then improving park experience. That is absolutely true. There's nothing that Tiana's Bayou Adventure has done to improve the park experience. Not a single thing. As a matter of fact, it's made it worse because it's broken down all the time. Some aggressively Disney-friendly outlets even called Tiana's Bayou Adventure a necessary downgrade from Splash Mountain. There's no such thing. You can't have the word necessary and downgrade in the same sentence. It doesn't make sense. The backlash reached a fever pitch with petitions to save Splash Mountain gathering hundreds of thousands of signatures. Disney responded by doubling down on the new theme and promising a cutting-edge attraction. However, fan sentiment has seemingly not improved, with many criticizing the attraction's concept art and lackluster promotional materials. The absence of Tiana's Bayou Adventure from the Disney After Hours lineup raises questions about Disney's confidence in the new ride. After Hours events are premium offerings that highlight the park's most popular attractions. Its omission suggests that Disney may not see the ride as a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Furthermore, it potentially shows a lack of confidence from Disney that the ride will operate as needed during the special event period. After Hours features a select roster of attractions, with one of the selling points being faster access to the biggest rides in the park. Given the steep prices associated with these events, fans likely expect attractions with universal appeal that aren't going to break down for long periods. That's certainly not Tiana's Bayou Adventure. In this image of the Briar Patch, Briar Rabbit in Splash Mountain, that is how it used to look, and it was so beloved, such a beloved attraction. It is so weird, you know, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, which is actually from one of their movies. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, in Beauty and the Beast, right? But Splash Mountain wasn't broke. They tried to fix it, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure is broke all the time. Absolutely one of the worst things that Disney has ever done in the history of their company. Hands down, period. Can't even be argued. Removing Tiana's Bayou Adventure from the After Hours roster also risks further alienating whatever loyal guests Disney still has, pushing them into the increasing ranks of those who feel the company has strayed from its roots. By failing to include its latest marquee attraction, Disney inadvertently amplifies the narrative that this project may be more problematic than promising. The controversy surrounding Tiana's Bayou Adventure casts a long shadow, with Disney facing declining attendance, deteriorating infrastructure, and rising operational costs. The company can't afford to gamble on attractions that fail to resonate with audiences. The quiet decision to sideline Tiana's Bayou Adventure during after-hours events could be an early indicator of Disney's low internal expectations. Only time will tell if the attraction can overcome its rocking beginnings, but for now, it seems Disney is still grappling with the consequences of alienating its core audience. And I could not agree with that sentiment more, because having been on this attraction a few times, I've been fortunate. It never broke down while I was on it, other than it just didn't operate the way it was supposed to, where there were a lot of stops. There were issues with it stopping in certain places for long periods of times. Always, every single time I ride, there's animatronics that don't work. But I'm telling you, it's just not a great attraction. And I think I rated it, I don't know, I probably would rate it a 3 out of 10 at best, maybe a 2 out of 10. And it's super problematic when you go into the queue and you actually go through a salt mine that historically is it's a false fake salt mine, right? It doesn't really exist because the whole thing is fake. Premise is fictional, right? Fictional, but it represents a real salt mine that was slave operated, and that is very problematic. So I would say that Disney may need to be taking a second look at what they're doing with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, because it may need to change in the future, and perhaps very quickly. And I will leave it at that. And yeah, so that is the one story I wanted to get to today. Before we go on to the next story, I do need to check and double check that Culture. Does anybody know if Culture Casino has his link up? Here, I like this. Erica, I want to build a big old roaring fire with hot cocoa and gingerbread. And Tommy Doyle says, hail, hail, Tommy Doyle. Welcome in, Tommy Doyle. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Follow Bradley's Fun, the Daily Dish. Like, subscribe, share if you haven't already. And if anybody has the straight skinny on Culture Casino, and that link is up, I would appreciate that. I'm going to check my own resource real quick, because if it is, I'm going to go ahead and set up the redirect real quick so that we can all head over to Culture Casino kind of automatically after this. We'll see if he's up there yet. There it is. There it is. Disney's venue gets more injunctive action. Interesting. Okay, so it definitely looks like Culture's got some interesting stories this morning. I have set up the redirect to Culture. Now, let me oh yes. S'mores. Has Germany had much snow yet? Indeed. And there is a YouTube video for that. No, yeah. So, is there another story?
Not everyone. But you wanted more?
Oh, yes, you wanted more. There is one more story to go. And that is this one. And of course, this one is for Vinny and Arlene and all those in the chat that are runners. And this is where I need your help. If you do the Run Disney, let me know how you feel about cold weather. What's your favorite Run Disney event? But I'm telling you, I woke up this morning, woof, in the middle of the night, freezing. It's because we don't usually turn our heat on here. We very, very, very rarely turn our heat on in our house because we live in Florida. And it just usually doesn't need to go on. Normally, even during the day, on the cold days, our home is heated up by the sun enough that we don't have to worry about it. We do keep it way too cold in the summertime, though, and we'd like to keep it around 72. Hello, chat. It is falling ice here today, but pulling away already. Yes, indeed. So, runners brave cold to kick off the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. This is out of Yahoo Sports, but I think it's basically they're showing. This is from Gene Saladna on Thursday, the 9th of January. A very short read here, but you can see what they're doing is kind of a rebroadcast of what the local Channel 9 did here in Orlando. It says, watch Channel 9 Eyewitness News. The first race has officially kicked off this year's Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. Runners braved the Florida cold snap, made their way through the course at Epcot early Thursday morning. Channel 9 was also at the starting line for the 5K race, which got underway at 5 a.m. Meteorologist David Heckard said the thermometer at the time read 40 degrees, but feels like temperatures in Lake Buena Vista were in the mid-30s. Thousands of runners hit the course, many decked out in Disney-themed costume. There you have a Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. Runners were out bright and early at Epcot during a Florida cold snap to run a 5K race, and there they are. Now, The Dopey Challenge, my understanding, that's the thing where you run all 4 of the races. The only thing I've done for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend myself, I've never run them, but I have been out to the expo because I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not, but my fitness guru, if you will, my trainer is Tony Horton. And I know Tony. I met Tony several occasions, very nice guy. We talked, we had conversations. He's the one that created P90X. And so he was out there. I'll show you, see if I can find some pictures of it in just a second. But we did go out to the expo and work with him 1 year. Runners were out bright and early at Epcot during a Florida cold snap for a 5K race. Oh, it says the same caption on all these, but here's the different pictures of everybody. Everybody, like, they've got the long, some of them have shorts on still. Some of them have long pants on. Caps. You got to cover your ears, man. The ears get so cold. 2025 5K. And there's fireworks to kick them off and everything. And of course, the runs are done during the early morning hours, so that they don't upset the flow of traffic during the day. Oh, that reminds me. And there are some of the pictures of them. Now, it's my understanding, right? Thursday, I believe, if I'm correct, Thursday is the 5K, and I believe there's a 10K Friday morning. That would be today. Am I correct? All 4 races the same weekend. That's the Dopey Challenge, right, guys? Sorry, I'm trying to find your chats on this. I want to bring them up. All right, so we've got all 4. Yeah, the expo is fun too. And I'm going to find my pictures of the expo, but I have friends that do this all the time. Crazy thing about our Frozen 5K weekend is that the cold front was actually a surprise. There was a girl waiting in a corral ahead of me in a Belle outfit with a tutu. Ooh, and a spaghetti strap top. That seems cold. Oh, okay. I was just checking my Facebook to see if a friend of mine was commenting that she was at the race this weekend, but I don't think she is. So there's the 5. Okay, so the 5K Thursday, 10K Friday. That's today, I believe. Tomorrow should be the half marathon. Here it is. Yes, and the full marathon is on Sunday. And if you do all 4 of those races, you've done the Dopey Challenge, and you get medals for each one and a medal for doing the Dopey Challenge if you do all 4 of them. And the other thing you get is probably leg surgery that you have to pay for. I imagine this event puts thousands and thousands of massage therapists to work later on, like the whole next week. People going home and getting their bodies worked on, getting their massages. Because man, I just, whoof. And then this is your pic of you in the Tink costume. I'm for your run, I'm guessing. Very cool. I hate the cold. If I were at my Orlando house today, I would head down to Key West and get warm and cranky when it's going. I am with you. I am not. I moved away from Missouri 16 years ago to get away from the cold, and I am so happy that I did. And this says the medals are worth it. They're not cheap. No, they are. They're very, very heavy, and you have lots of injury. And you get the medals. You get 6 medals. You get 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon. Oh, Goofy Challenge and the Dopey Challenge. What's the Goofy Challenge? Is the Goofy Challenge 3 of them? and not doing the marathon, or is it? Let me know in the comments what the Goofy challenge is specifically. And this cold streak came in further south than they thought it would. There are freeze warnings in more northern parts of Florida over the weekend. Yeah, it's crazy here. The key is to do an ice bath after, unless the weather keeps your legs cold, and to keep walking as much as possible after. So the Goofy challenge is the half and full marathons only. Okay, so if you don't do the 5K and 10K, but you do the half and the full, then you're doing the Goofy challenge. I can't do any of these, not because my legs can't take it, but because my feet cannot take it. Unfortunately, I will. The only thing that I could ever do is potentially volunteer, and that's probably not going to happen. I'll be honest with you. We don't have the Goofy. Oh gosh. Yes, there are freeze warnings for the orange crops. It's actually the cold weather right now here in Orlando is really, really bad. There have been freeze warnings out overnight. I'm going to try to look something up real quick in my own photos, and let me see. January, I want to say it was 2012. It was before Xander was born. But man, I tell you what, I absolutely do remember it like it was yesterday. Hard to believe this was 13 years ago. I'm going to see if I can find it and bring it up. Man, was I in good shape back then. Just looking at some other pictures from that period of time. Just to give you an idea. I'm just going to show you this picture real quick. That is Virginia and myself with Pooh and Tigger, and we were both super skinny and in great athletic shape at that time. But when you are doing the runs, this is the kind of thing that happens. You stop along the run and take pictures with the characters. We were not doing a run on that particular day. I was just showing you that picture. But let's see if I can get into aha. Okay, I found it. Good deal. All right, so the last time that Virginia and I, this is when we attended the expo at the Run Disney weekend. So, and this is a long time ago. This again was way back in 2012. And so there it is. There's a picture of us. And the whole reason we went out there is to go to Tony Horton's workout. So this is, and believe me, at this time, P90X was all the rage. A lot of celebrities were doing it. Yeah, it's not even, we weren't even that young. We were both in our 40s, I think, at that point. Maybe not. Maybe we're 39 and 40. I don't know. But there it is. It's at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. That is what the floor looks like. There are some Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend 2012. And that's something that, like, this whole thing you could sign. We were having fun signing there. There was the expo. Now there's me doing my P90X thing in front. in front of the whole workout deal. It was fun. And there's my beautiful wife, Virginia Bradley, in front of the wide world of sports complex sign. And now a whole bunch of us, not a whole bunch, but yeah, we lined up to get our workouts in. And there's Tony Horton, the man himself, Mr. P90X, Tony Horton taking the stage. Erica says, I remember some of the commercials for it. Yes, I was actually in some of those commercials, Erica. Apparently, although as I signed my release to be in them. And I people said that they saw me, but I never saw me in them. But apparently that happened. And there are Virginia and myself getting ready to work out. And there's Tony out there doing the workout. This is as close as I will ever get to actually being in the marathon. But there is Zeb when he was a little boy, and Tony. And there are the 4 of us at the time. Xander wasn't born yet. This was 1 year before Xander was born. And we're doing the P90X thing with Mr. Tony Horton himself. It was fun. It was a good time. Very, very, very good time. And Justnita says, my brother did P90X in his 30s. He's now almost 70 and still fit. Yes, it is. That's what I'm doing right now is Power 90. It's a predecessor to P90X, and hopefully I'll go through that again. Hopefully my body will be able to keep up with it this year. We trade our youth for wrinkles and wisdom and gray hairs. Yes, indeed. It is hard for me to believe that I'm in my 50s, but here we are. Here we are. Oh, to be young again. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And Justnita says, it's nice to be young and fit and gorgeous. I remember it well, but also I was naive and dumb then. Yeah, that is that. And that was Erica's follow-up comment that, we traded in for wisdom. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we could have both the wisdom and the physical youth as well? It's hard to keep up with. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Speak for yourself. Naps, just loving naps now. Absolutely. Once again, I do want to thank Go and Shogi for the 5 gifted gifties. Follow the Bradley Fund memberships. It's a little bit of a shorter show today. I do have early appointments other places this morning that I have to get to, but we absolutely need to throw down a celebration for the gifties. And I don't think we've done the long one today. Everybody, get ready with your custom emojis. If you are a member, let's throw down. We're going to do a big time celebration.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show, I think I would go so crazy for it. Oh,
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in today. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Let's NEW, thank you for your service, and all the military personnel, first responders, thank you for all of your service out there. We are going to send you over to culture a little bit early today, but we want to thank you all for being here. We're going to get the weekend going, and we've got some special things coming up on the channel next week, so you want to stay tuned for that. Lots of prayers for those people in California. We continue praying for them. And we say thank you so much. And there will be a few things that probably pop up here on the channel over the weekend. So keep an eye out and make sure your notifications are turned on. Yes, when you click that notification bell, you click it and you stick it to the YouTube algorithm to get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. Yes, please do send me an email about SeaWorld, and we will hopefully be able to meet up, and hopefully it won't be so freaking freezing cold, at least not during the day. But until the next time that we do meet up with each other, we thank you so much for being here, and we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you real soon. Bye.